me add myself to the stream. Hey guys, it's Tanyé. And today I actually have somebody that I am going to be having a conversation with. We are going to be talking about him and his experience. We'll get into the conversation here in just a moment. Hopefully he is able to click on the link and come on in. I'm going to go ahead and play the intro and we will get into our conversation after that. Okay. One more.
Yeah, I don't know everything. Nah.
What do I look like, an expert?
But I'm gonna tell you what I do know. You are invited to subscribe, share, like, and thumbs up this video. And enjoy another episode in this series. Keep coming back, because we do this weekly. Go to Tanyé So Official for the latest updates and merch for our followers.
How are you today? You hear me? Excuse me, do you hear me? Staar. I wanted to introduce everybody who may not know. Okay. You're not muted on my end. We got a few people in here. Please like and share as we get started here. I think Staar, can you hear? You got sound? You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, how are you starting off?
I'm cool, man. How y'all doing?
Good. Well, I wanted to have a conversation with you because almost a year ago, it's coming up on a year ago, I first heard about the NFAC, and then I started seeing you out there or on YouTube, and some of the things that you were talking about were very interesting to me, and I wanted to get to know more about specifically the language that you have made for us. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, what makes Faiya Staar the war god?
I guess it's like a combination of, things that, people in their past, you tend to, I'm not such a younger person, so I got a lot to reflect on in my life. So I can remember times when I would get in trouble a lot at school, and it would be because I had uncontrolled anger issues, and people would pick on me for little reasons, and I blow up, and people had to snatch me out of class, and so I don't get expelled for wigging out on people. That inner fire, you know what I'm saying? And I'm an Aries, so
you are? Okay, so am I. Aries up.
Yeah. So it's just learning how to control that over the years, put some things in perspective. And pretty much, learning how to regulate and use my inner abilities for the good of myself and the people. So the war guy comes in when, military service, I'm a martial artist at the same time, so I do multiples of things. And, as a man, we're supposed to pretty much study to protect our people, So it's my duty to be ready for warfare. So instead of, being a little general, when I can be, why be a general when you can be a god? You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be a general. Anybody can be that. Yeah, but that's pretty much the idea.
Okay. All right. I get you. So what do you feel is a major factor in so-called Black people's culture? Like, what makes us here that are in the United States the same, and what does culture, why does it matter to us, do you think?
The fact that our culture was taken away, first of all, in order to destroy your people, you have to first, destroy their unity. When some of us, we know that most of the population of Black people here in the United States came, we were already here. Okay.
Right.
That's most of the population that was already here. We were Native Americans first. Yes, we are Black. Yes, we are from Africa, but that was 1,000 years before.
Right. And we have a super disconnect,
right. We're long disconnected. So once you disconnect a genetic people from their mother culture, they create another culture. Okay. And the culture we created over here is unique to us. This is why Black people in the United States are so different. Okay?
Right.
This is why you can see Black people of the United States being mimicked over all the other different types.
Everywhere.
So it doesn't matter, the fact that we had our culture taken. We are creators of culture. We create these
right.
Things. Let us know, we're pretty much chosen. But culture for us here is anything we can do to embody the idea of who we are. But the fact of the matter is we cannot fully embody the idea of who we are because we don't really know who we are. You see what I'm saying? That has been
right. We're waking up. Yeah, we're waking up.
So the more we wake up, the more we are able to embody our entity in a true formed idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what the fear is. So they fear if we get our culture back, then we'll get our inner mind back. And once we get our inner mind back, then we're going to fight against them and do to them what they have done to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? It may be partially true, but I
think some of us can get that way, get radical when we need to get radical. But some of us are not with that. I fight like a girl. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I fight like a girl. I'm not really one that wants to be fighting. I mean, I'll speak my mind. And what up, K Money and Adolph's Truth. But I know that there's the people that need to be that way just in case, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As protection, as a woman, I want to focus on love, peace, expansion of mind, self, and community. I mean,
right.
That's what I want. And so not just, it's like, I know that it's important to have culture, but see, when so many people appropriate our culture, it is hard for us to move forward when things have been taken from us, just like you were talking about. And when it comes to nation building, you know, a lot of groups seem to, or not groups, nations in the world have sometimes a native tongue, and then also maybe English. They speak English or something else over in their country. And I wonder, when it comes to the language that that you created, how it can unify us even more.
You have to realize that that was the reason for our language being taken in the first place. Because once you take away the language, I mean, people can't relate.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But see,
And
people can relate in a way that is healthy and positive if we use some of these tools. Like, I mean, music is an awesome tool. I taught my kids their address and how to spell their names through teaching them a song,
Right.
So I know how important that is. And that's the first way I would try to teach kids our language, and but before we get too deep into that, so how did you get the call or inspiration to go out to the formations that you did?
Just listening to Jay and just listening to Jay and hearing his little speeches and what he was talking about, and it was fitting for the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just fitting for the time. Hold on, I'm gonna stop my camera real quick. I'm still be talking.
Okay.
Well, it was fitting for the time, and a lot of the things that was going on, it was basically calling for it. You know what I'm saying? So it was not much that we could really do. I'm out of focus, man. It's weird.
That's all right. Well, we can do this if you want. Well, hold up. That's not it. That's not what I was trying to do. I don't know how to make your avatar come up. You can stop your camera and we can do this. There's some controls down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be mute, camera. There you go.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. So, yeah. So that's really what moved you to move forward. When did you go to a formation?
I went to the first one was the Stone Mountain that we had.
Right.
And at Stone Mountain, that was pretty much everybody that had thoughts to be about something. That we were all reaching out. We were all thinking pretty much the same things. A lot of people were they didn't want to admit it, but they were shook a little bit. But the fact that we were all there together, it kind of made it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all reaching for something, and we didn't know exactly what we were going to do, but we were just doing something.
Right.
Pretty tired, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we the fact that we were, we were just trying it, that was the thing. We're just trying it, and it turned into a thing. So that was that.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're in focus good. I'll come back up
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
camera too. So let's see. So okay. In that time, so you went to the Stone Mountain one, and then did you go to any of Kentucky or no? Lafayette was
I was
Lafayette.
I, I was at Lafayette. I was at Kentucky the first time for the Kentucky, because there was two of them. You got Kentucky the first time, and then you got Kentucky number 2 when they said they was coming back. So that I went to the first one. I wasn't coming back for the second one. So yeah, they had me messed up on that one. I was like, no, I'm not coming back for that.
Yeah. Gosh, I felt like it was a real show of strength and unity, to be honest, with so many people, that came together and did it, because it seemed like there were a lot of obstacles at every time that they went out there, except it seemed like the Stone Mountain one, it wasn't a real obstacle with that.
There was no, the whole reason for us going was because, it was rumored that somebody had made some threat saying that it was going to harm, black people.
I saw that on Facebook. It was through like the messenger or whatever.
Yeah. And, Jay got on the thing and he responded and was like, okay, well, since they want to send messages about harming black people, we just going to show up and see if you're going to follow through on that. And that's what we did. We was like, well, if he going, then damn it, I'm going too. So, well, let's all be there. And we didn't know how many people was going to show up. So we just showed up. And that was it.
Yeah. Well, history was made. For real. It really was. And I want to say that they have closed off that park. Yeah, like they couldn't, the KKK, I guess, normally does do something there or whatever. And they were going to go up there this year, and they didn't. They weren't allowed to.
Exactly. So you have to realize that, I had to tell people a lot that we're not supposed to be any type nor kind of powerful. Okay. We're not supposed, as black men, we're not supposed to show ourselves as being men. We're supposed to be perpetual little boys. We docile, perpetual little boys, never showing ourselves as being powerful, never showing ourselves as being, upward and righteous. You know what I'm saying? When you look at how they show us in the media, it's always in some niggery, degenerate way. Just like how they show black women. Black women are always angry, always, malfunctional, always, something to not be desired, and it's not true. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like we got so many when we went down there. We got so many black women, hanging out the window saying, "Yo, we glad you all came. We glad you all are here, man, because we've been shook around here. They've been fooling around with us. So it kind of made us feel good, because there was like it was ladies up there crying. They was talking about, yo, this is the first time I've seen black men in a powerful position. Like, it was really that detrimental.
Yes. I was totally amazed at you guys. Like, thank you. We salute you. For real. And I know how they feel. And, when some of the, members got, kicked out or whatever, fell out, that was unfortunate for me to see,
it was messy, man.
Yeah,
it
we gotta
was
learn how
all
to stop being messy. Like, I mean, we all have our quirks and issues. We still dealing with our um um how we handle
post-traumatic
stuff.
sleep issues.
Yeah, for
You know,
real. We're all dealing with that. And
yeah,
sometimes we pop off in the wrong ways and come at people sideways when we really don't need to be doing that. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, it's the post-traumatic slave issues. You know, I tell people all the time, yo, you go into therapy really helps, man. You know,
Yeah, but
it.
watch who you're gonna have being your counselor or therapist as well. Okay.
Oh yeah. Don't go to the other man for your counseling. Go to your own for your counseling.
Mhm.
Okay? Go to your own. But counseling helps because a lot of people have a lot of we are traumatized as a people, and we never had a chance to heal from that. And a lot of
Mhm.
us we act out, and we act in ways subconsciously that a lot of us we just too degenerated to realize, and it comes out. Some of us may think we fine, but then a situation will arise where it'll bring that thing up out of us. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, where did that come from? It's always been there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So with Mr. J, it was a lot of ego going on. People were saying, well, hey, well maybe he was scared because it happened so fast and there was so many people. Well, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could say that, but at the same time, you are almost 60 years old, okay? You are a seasoned, mature man. You should have known what came with that before when you step your head out there to be a so-called leader. You got all
True.
these you got all these so-called followers, you know what I'm saying? All these hundreds of thousands of people watching your thing. You think if you told somebody to meet you at a certain place that damn near half the people wouldn't show up, that's what you're supposed to bet on. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what you
Right.
bet on. You know what I'm saying? That's like Michael Jackson saying, "Oh, I'm going to be at Grand Central Square in New York on Tuesday." You think it won't be a million people there waiting? There will be.
It
He
would
knows. You see? Right.
definitely would be a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. So he knows that, and that's the power uh, you 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 have to claim that. And when you claim it, you claim ownership for it. And when you claim ownership for it, you have to be willing to control that and take responsibility for that. And I don't give them no pass on that because when you come out here on this YouTube thing, okay, you out here, you don't know who watching you, man.
Right.
It's all different types and kinds of people who watch you. I've had white people walk up to me here in Fayetteville and say, "Yo, I watch your videos." I'm like, "Really?" I'm looking at them sideways like, "What does
Yeah.
that mean, Mr. White Man? You watching my videos, Mr. White Man? Okay, so what? You the opposition or what?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Nah,
Now
we cool."
out in these
I'm like,
streets.
"Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right." All right, so I guess you a little supporter and all. You gonna donate just a couple of dollars when we need that. You know what I'm saying? Just don't tell your other brothers you're doing it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
because
I know it had
they
to feel. Maybe you felt
yeah,
this is odd, awkward.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, man. I watch your videos. He just walked right up on me. I was in the store. I was going to the Jesse store for some to see about some vinyl stuff. He just walked up on me. He was like, "I recognize the Jeep." I was like, "Damn it." He was like, "I knew there was a Jeep outside." I was like, "Oh Lord, I gotta get another car, man." You know what I'm saying? I can't be driving the car I have in my videos. I'm like, damn it, I need to switch up to something goofy like friggin' a Prius or some crap. Nobody would expect me to drive that crap. Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. So, like, okay, you did grow on YouTube pretty fast, and how do you? It seemed like you were producing videos rather regularly on there and getting a lot of, people to agree. I mean, you have really good thoughts that you laid out about, a intelligence agency of our own, and some other, things, videos that people gravitated to. So, like, what do you think people were looking for in you, when you were, actually active on YouTube? Because you it's like you were, but then you're not really now.
Yeah, I fell off the YouTube thing because it's too much, man. It's too much work, and I got a lot of stuff to do. You know, I have I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm doing the book for the language. I'm doing the learning video for the language. I got work that I do, like a job. You know what I'm saying? I own my own business. So editing a video,
It takes a lot of time. It's yes, you can
takes
be
a
up
lot.
it's till late in the evening
Right,
doing this stuff. Yeah.
right. I can be and depending on what I'm talking about in the video, I could be an hour long. You know what I'm saying? That's an
Hmm.
hour I have to watch. I have to watch that video back to back for a whole hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm editing my little pieces and parts as I'm going along. I'm putting my media, support inside. I'm doing my little,
Hmm.
chopping and whatever. Okay, that takes time, and then you got to go right back and watch it again, another hour. So depending on how long the video is, you're gonna watch it at least 2 or 3 times. That's
Hmm.
2 or 3 hours. You see what I'm saying? And
Yes.
then you troubleshooting and you testing it. So along with everything else that you're doing in your day too. So
Yeah, yeah.
right,
It's
I got a
not
lot
like
of
we
stuff.
still ain't dealing with the fact that we are the only creatures on this planet that have to pay to live. you know,
Right. I got to do stuff. So,
got
you
to.
know, yeah, I'm not. I could see if I was doing topics that everybody wants to hear about, then it wouldn't really matter because everybody wants to hear nigga stuff. Everybody wants to see some twerking. Everybody wants to see, somebody insult somebody. Everybody wants to hear somebody's dirt. You know what I'm saying? Those videos get millions of views quickly. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm doing some goofy skit or I'm making a funny joke or something, you
Mhm.
know, I'm goofy, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really concentrate on that side of myself. But if I were doing those type of videos, I'm sure I would have a whole bunch more followers. But black people, we don't really want to be educated. It's like we have a phobia with education, and any black person who's talking to us about self betterment or education or things that would make us better overall,
Mhm.
these people are shunned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's a handful of people that's really talking about I mean, it's one thing to talk about our history. There's a lot of people on YouTube out here, talking about our history and trying to connect the dots. Well, I do feel that's important. I do recognize that it's like every day. I remember when, it seems like it was so long ago because so much has happened in the last like couple months. Back in April, wasn't it, when the guilty verdict happened? And then the
Hmm.
same day, a young girl gets killed by a cop.
Hmm.
Like, you know,
On purpose.
yeah, it's just like we got to like elevate. And when we are elevating and we are learning, I'm not down with putting down other people, like talking trash about other people. I don't have time for it. I pay it dust when
Right.
you do it to me. So like in real life, would I be messing with you if you're gonna be talking about me or even talking about you? Because ain't nobody got time for that. Like we trying to get into that next plane. Like
Yeah.
there's another plane for us. I don't. There is. And
Not on that time, man. I wasn't that type of person when I was younger. I did dumb stuff when I was younger, and we all did. You know what I'm saying? But even then, it wasn't my character to just sit around, talking about people's personal business and gossiping and fooling around. And you got more dudes that gossip more than females these days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with that crowd. I don't like that crap. I really do not. So
yeah, I think it's a hindrance, and I think it's a separator and a divider of us.
Yeah. And it's even worse that the powers that be put money behind our degeneracy. You know what I'm saying? They see the twerkers over there. They see, the Cardi B's and the dirt bags, that make black women look horrible. You know what I'm saying? They put them out in the front and they sprinkle millions of dollars on them. But the black women that make black women look good, they throw them in the shadows. Or the black men that make black men look good. Like, what about all the black men who graduate from friggin', doctor school?
Okay, love you.
What about the black men that graduate from?
Oh, hang on just a second for me, will you? All right, let's do 30 seconds of a break, and I will be back in. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I appreciate y'all guys for sticking with me. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and my oldest and my middle daughter are going to a hotel. They booked a hotel for her birthday, so I had to let them know I love them, be safe, and all that stuff. So, anyways, where were we? I think we were.
Image of black people.
Yes, and maybe we can move forward. I want to know, what is the name of your language?
Language name is Yohi.
Yohi. Okay. And how did you come up with it? Like,
it's just some things you can't really explain. You just say it's the Most High, man. It was just Most High just pushed it in my head, and it never stopped, and it keeps going, and it keeps just going on and on. So obviously it's meant to be, people. The weirdest thing about the language was in its formation. People would be like, they would see me and my babies when we was out in the store. They would be like, it would be white people. They'd be like, "What language are y'all talking?" I didn't want to tell them I created that language, you know what I'm saying? So I tell them it was Creole or something. I told them it was Creole or something. You know how nosy white people be. They feel like they're entitled to everybody's business.
To know, everything that's going on when you minding your own black business. Just like they gotta come up to you, they can put their hands on you, and you not supposed to react. I mean, is this crazy? Is this really reality?
Yes, it is. They would ask, and I give them some bug crap, and my kids would sit there looking at them weird. Like, little babies too. They go, "Who's the stranger?"
Yes. Why are you over here?
And then we go back to talking they little baby voices, saying, "We never heard no black." Basically, they want to say, "We never heard niggers talk like that. We never heard no black niggers talk like that." Usually they sound like biscuit eaters and watermelon crunchers, but now they sound a little bit sophisticated. Like, what the hell is this? Like, we have to go back to the history of black people and language, okay? Black people have historically spoken difficult languages. Hebrew is difficult. Arabic is difficult. Russian is difficult. Created by a black person. Okay. If you, I mean, hell, Chinese scientists admitted that they're the descendant of the Khoisan tribe of Africa, and they're the only descendants. So, is it fair to say that Chinese people are light-skinned black people that don't want to be black no more? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they did petition the United States to recognize them as Caucasians in 1965. After the Exclusion Act of 1808? Yeah, look up the Exclusion Act. But
okay,
they Chinese people are, they black. They just got faded a little bit. But when we
said of 1923,
the Exclusion Act of the 1800s, Exclusion Act for Chinese people in being immigrants to the United States.
Well, yeah. I think it's 1923 is saying here on it says the Chinese Immigration Act of 1923, known as the Chinese Exclusion Act, banned the entry of virtually all Chinese immigrants for 24 years. I didn't even know this.
Yeah, it was one older than that from the 1800s too.
Oh, okay.
It happened more than once. So that was another thing I would tell people. All this stop Asian hate. I'm like, well, you need to tell your Caucasian buddy to stop his Asian hate first.
Yeah, because he made he made multiple acts here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so he hated you the worst. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like it when you freaking put boogers in my damn egg foo young, Ling Ling. You know what I'm saying? But that's another issue. But
yeah, but after that, girl, I don't know if you even saw that lady on that was kind of trending yesterday, talking about why black women's hair is bald and stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah, I forget her name. She used to be a singer.
I don't know.
She's a washed up singer from the early 2000s, and now since she's washed up, she has to attack black people because she knows that she can get away with it, and everybody will pretty much pander to whatever she's saying. She cupcaking for some biscuits from Massa, basically. You know what I'm saying? So forget them people. You know what I'm saying? We got our own. But the whole point of the matter is, we have always done difficult and hard things, and it was easy for us. Like when you go back to Egypt and where Greek came from, the Greek language. You know what I'm saying? The white people who were, going to Egypt, they couldn't speak the Medu Neter. They couldn't speak that language because it was too difficult for them to form the sounds. Like you have the sounds of Hausa, where they use the clicks and the pops, the African language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the clicking. Yeah.
A lot of people.
I don't even know if I can click like that.
Yeah, you be around it long enough. I studied that too, but I had to. I always study language, so all of that's in my head when I hear things, when I listen to songs, when I listen to different languages of other cultures and things. I hear certain things, you know what I'm saying? And black people's languages are always more difficult, and it makes your brain. You have to remember, before we were colonized and captured, we were some of the most ingenious and smartest people around. We still are, but we're a bit hindered, but we making do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can pick
one
up
way
Nigerian,
or another. We can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go pick up a Nigerian kid and give them a couple of math problems, and they probably solve it in a couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anyone get a 5.0.
Oh.
Yeah, I think African kids get 5.0s. Like, what? How do you achieve that? You know what I'm saying? that's that's that non-fluoridated water. You know what I'm saying? That's that non-estrogenized food and water over there. You know, we over
Yeah.
here living like the garbage pail kids with lead and mercury and estrogen and fluoride in our water, and they wonder why we dumb as hell. But you know, they had to do that to us to make us, impede our growth. So when it comes to us and the languages, you know what I'm saying, we just have to establish a base, you know what I'm saying, let people know that it's there, and then start making media with it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have a sub, you have your title, or your title is in Yohi, and then you put the little sub caption, and this says this. Okay, boom. That's gonna pique the interest of somebody because it look different. And then the more you see people doing it, you're like, damn, what's this? We gotta investigate this right here. So somebody will leave, they leave a comment under the video. What language was that in your subtitle? And you can tell them, oh, this was a language created for Black people, so we can, learn how to, you know, speak again. You see,
Right. In
and
our
it's
own
called,
way. And just, further that culture that we talking about. They always, talk about these kind of I'm for the culture, and we're doing it for the culture, and this is Black Music Month or whatever they say, and if we looking at all the greats, they taught us a lot in them songs,
right. Yeah, KRS-One. KRS-One was all, I believe, boy, KRS-One, he had, I know he probably had like 5 history books and a couple of school textbooks in the studio, just on the podium while he was rapping, and he just flipping through the pages, just saying random facts. Because when you listen to KRS-One, he goes through a whole history of stuff and he links it together lyrically. Like, that's a genius right there. You know what I'm saying? And then from the things he already knew, he's writing rhymes off of the lessons that he already learned and the history he already studied. So that, who does that anymore? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the point of scholarly Black people are banned from media unless they're controlled by white people. Okay, niggas, dummy niggas, trashy Black women, they just everywhere, all over the media.
I know.
And
Yeah, I
all
mean,
of them,
somebody said it just yesterday. I wonder that I was talking to that Ratchet is attainable.
right,
Ratchet is easy.
right.
But I know that there's a deeper level, another plane, something else that we need to be expanding our minds and elevating ourselves. And if a few of us can get on that, right, I say frequency band, then we're more effective in the push towards Black rebuilding of the culture, civilization.
Yeah.
And then the people that fail to get with the program, like, we just keep it moving. We teach our next generation. We plant seeds in those that we can influence. Yeah.
The goal is to pretty much, I got, it's a 20-year window. Okay. It's a 20-year window. I want to implement this and have people, at least speaking about it within, 2 years. Because, if a person can go viral on YouTube for, saying something stupid, and within a couple of hours, you got 3 million followers. and you got a whole empty head and no knowledge inside, but you got 3 million people following you because of what? You know what I'm saying? How much more powerful would it be if I had 3 million followers and they were all learning this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You skimming through.
You put you
Skimming through the
like
words.
this.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You skimming through the words. You looking at the number chart that shows you how to count the numbers and what, stuff like that. It showed you the numbers or what, how to do it. Random. Just this is a definition book, but this is the rough draft. Everything else will be professional once I get done with the basis. But this is the rough draft.
It's organized.
Yeah, this is it's about to be, this is going to be the first edition, but I have to put it in the hardcover. But here's the this is to be like the kids book. I don't say kids, but pretty much kids and adults who are trying to learn it too. This is the computer version of the language. This is the one you write on computer. You see? It tells you the character and the name of it, what it sounds like, how the different variations of the tones, you know what I'm saying? Every different set of dots gives you a different tone, like in Mandarin, So you get different characters, the characters, have different purposes. It's not like ABCs. It's a bit more complex, which is, purposeful. Like we have a ZZ sound. That makes your brain, work a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Z. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to make your brain work, and you're going to have to really undo the colonization of your brain. And that was another thing I had about I'd say 15 years ago. About 15. Let me see. Let me look at my book real quick. Let me see if I got it right here. About 15 years ago, I had done. Oh, here it is. Here we are. About 15 years ago, I had done because I had another organization that's similar to this one. It had not fully become this one yet. But let me see if you can see this picture of me.
Like this. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's me with my revolutionary. Yeah, that's back in the day. This is back 2005. Okay. So this is the name of my organization, Tsuyo. Strange Uncertain Peace. You see, I came out with the whole super difficulty of speaking even back then, and I was my learning. Here's my learning. Here's the lesson plan. Okay. Learning outlined by the weeks. African self-awareness philosophy, 2 days. Mental formatting. Personal constitution for learning new things. Day 1. English language realization, 3 days. True English alphabet function realization, 2 days. Mental discipline creation and understanding, 2 days. Purpose of English specific to ethnicity. Okay. 1 day. Reasons why Africans should speak the other languages, 2 days. You see what I'm saying? It's a breakdown of, first of all, why you should do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't know why you should do it, then you're going to be like, okay, what the hell am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? So once I bring the purpose to you, okay, so now you know that there's a purpose behind you learning something different. It's going to make you look different. It's going to make you feel different. You're going to be more respected. You see what I'm saying? These, these types of things will become more popular. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? So, we got what? Hearing hearing affects language. How hearing affects language. How you learn language. Number one, that's the number one. Like, how did you learn language? How did you learn to
Mm-hmm.
talk? People don't like. I had an argument with some girl. Like, damn, this is so weird. I'm dating myself. This is like what? How many years ago? 16 years ago. I had an argument with this girl. She was like, babies come out learning, knowing English. I was like, what?
That and that's only because this is part of the social
Oh,
construct.
okay, all right. Scientifically, yes. When okay, on NPR they had a show. Okay, they were doing a scientific analysis of babies and their cries, and they realized that babies from other countries had accented cries. So there was like babies from France have a cry accent, and then babies from Africa have a different cry accent. It's not a universal cry,
Hmm.
and it's all according to the languages that they hear their mom speaking inside the
That's
belly. You see what I'm
the
saying?
root.
So they hear
Okay.
the so you hear your mama talking inside, and truthfully
Mm-hmm.
speaking, yeah, you do get used to the phonemes and the different vibrations that's being spoken inside. But do you know the language? No, you just recognize the rhythm, and
Mm-hmm.
the,
And
you
how
recognize,
in certain
yeah,
it sounds like
you, you recognize the cadence and the
Kate.
rhythm, and
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
because syntactical identification is not possible in a baby at that time. What are
Mm-hmm.
you going what are you going to use to identify? You see what I'm saying? So language comes in a baby through survival methods. Okay, what's the survival method? Oh, I want something. So how do I get it? Let me mimic what she's saying. So your mama says, "Oh, want this juice?" And you point at it, you say, "You want this juice?" And you look at it like, juice. So next time you want some juice, you look at the thing, juice. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying. You're just repeating
Mm-hmm.
the word that she said, and then it begins
Right.
from there. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you start with one word, then one word turns to five, and five turns to 15. You see what I'm saying? After a while, you diddy bop into the latest rap song in the car with your mama or your daddy. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's the basis of the language. It's basis. You have to format your brain because we traumatized. We don't like
Mm-hmm.
education. We don't like learning, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? Some of us do, but that's few and far in between. So we have to format ourselves, format our brain, format our being. Some of us, we got to do a spiritual cleanse, you know what I'm saying? Go inside and be like, why do I hate this thing? It's good for me, you know? So we have to do that. And then once you get into the why, you can start making, the plans on how things are going to be conjoined, lesson wise. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we can like if you around the house and you got things like notes typed up and they're you double sided tape it. You got that double sided tape and you tape it to your wall. And every day you walk past it, you recite your little laws, you know what I'm saying? But it's in your language. It's
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
It is powerful.
You
And
see what I'm
just
saying?
like, even, if we want to have records, some of our ancestors, I don't know if they even have birth certificates.
Right.
But I feel like it's a way for us to catalog and document, um, in a structural way for our people as well,
Right.
because some of those things we need to have our own count of how many of us are out there, deal with those issues. Grandmaster Jay did talk about some things that were very powerful, in my opinion,
Mhm.
because of, you know, uh, coming up with the issues that we want to fix, the issues that we want to fix. He said to send in 5 things at the time, and we need to, how do we, you know collect our numbers, without, um having to provide that stuff to this
Government communities.
this government, and
Well,
that's another thing that we can consider with the language.
but see, that's this. Look. I'm military, but I'm not government. Okay. I'm not taking up nobody's name and numbers for notification of any governmental entities. Forget that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? When I come out with the book and the language video, you just buy the book and the language video. But for national purposes, well, us building a nation, yeah, we're gonna have to have some information, but that's strictly between us. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why I feel this language that you have is so important and valuable. If we're willing to, ride that wave and make a switch up and think how powerful we are. Okay, so my kids, they into that K-pop stuff, right?
Right.
And like they're halfway speaking English, they are halfway speaking Korean in that music, and they have a good sound. It's easy for people to gravitate to. We know that it's appropriating off of us, but at the same time, I think if we had some really popular sounding good songs that come out in this language, would it entice us to other ones of us to get into it?
It would. But see, it's all about the branding. Okay, you see how when you go to, I don't know where you are, but here in Fayetteville we have a bunch of Korean stores. And we have the major ones and you have the minor ones. The major Korean stores, they all have the K-pop in the background. And when you listen to it, it is indistinguishable from Black music. You can't really tell it's not Black people singing their songs. But the fact that I know my people's voices, I know the spirit and soul that we have,
right?
I can see that there's a difference. Yeah. A white person would be
right.
like, oh, that sounds like a regular Black person, but it's not. It's freaking.
I know what you mean. Right? Yeah.
Now, Koreans,
Koreans
Koreans and Japanese are the only two Asian races that can mimic our sound. The Asian, the Chinese, they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But the Koreans, they're really, 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 really good at. They're really close to our sound. So when you hear them singing, you know what I'm saying, they'll go from whole Hangul, which is the Korean language. They'll go from Hangul or Hangul verse, and then they'll have some hip macho rapper dude. He'll rap half Hangul, he'll rap half English, and then you have some sassy Korean girl. She'll come in and do some sassy verse or what mimicking all our junk. So it's totally possible. We just have to market it in the proper way. Like you see this shirt. This is my school shirt right here. You see what I'm saying? This is the school shirt. I'm a teacher, so I get this shirt with the stuff on the back. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the back before, but this is a teacher. This is a teacher shirt. So you get that when you got a couple of degrees on you, or you got a couple of trades and abilities, you know what I'm saying? And you're able to teach people certain amounts of things. It just so happened I know a lot of stuff. So anybody who would want to be a teacher with the school, you would, present the degrees you have. You would present, basically your teaching format, and then you teach a test class, teach a little test class and be like, okay, well, we're interested in your abilities and your talents and skills. So that's that. But this is marketing. When people see me, they know this is associated with me. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't know what it is, but when they see me, they see this. They're like, what is that? I spooked the hell. I've been spooking the hell out of damn white people for the past 7 years. I have had white people, whole families just get up and walk out because they thought I was a damn ISIS terrorists, and it was like, oh, you got damn Arabic on your shirt. I'm like, no. Oh, mind you, I was at Cracker Barrel. Of all places, I was at freaking Cracker Barrel, and the white man on the way out, he was like, "Hey son, what is that?" I'm like, "What's what?" He's like, "What's that on your shirt? Is that Arabic or something?" I was like, I wanted to say, you know, I can't, you can't resist messing with the white man. You just can't, because I'm like, okay, first of all, you was brave enough to come over here and ask me, the scary Negro, what was on the hell was on my shirt. So you not that damn scared. So hell out my face with that nonsense. But I told him, I was like, no, this is a martial arts school. You know, you can't be walking around with all black looking like a goddamn Bruce Leroy. And you're not freaking, you know, I got a messed up freaking hand and messed up wrist and whatever the hell. So, you know, yeah, I punched the punching bag too hard. Yeah, okay, all right, nigger. No, we know you kicking. We know you kicking. You know, for your health. All right, so you're good. But that's the idea behind. You know, when you want to put something forth, you have to have the thing. But then you have to bring the thing to life. You see what I'm saying?
Right, like, right.
I could have said, you know.
Before you go too far, we did get a question. Where's the merch?
Oh, that's being
any other t-shirts that can people get t-shirts?
I can send a list of things y'all would want. Okay, what would you want the shirts to say? Just so you know, there's no profanity in the language at all.
Okay.
You know, because do you really need it?
No.
Do you? Nah, just talk. People know you angry when you angry. Now there's irritation words, but for the most part, people would just say the English cuss words anyway, because that's what they always do. You got people who speak French and they'll curse in English, and you got people who speak Japanese and Chinese and they'll curse in English. Have you recognized that? People in African language and they'll say American curse words, but then go back to their language. You see what I'm saying? So why would I make curse words for what? Just talk. It's already complicated enough. I don't want to make it even worse by trying to relate a curse word. Like, why would I do that?
Right.
You know,
well, so basically, people have to have an idea of what they want it to say, because what your shirt specifically says is what you chose out of the lettering and the writing of the language, right?
This is the number 1 million. Well, it's not 1 million. It is million. The idea of million. You know what million is, right? A million things. But when you're getting into math, if you put like a 1 in front of a thing, now it gets complicated. Like, you know, the idea of 0 and all that junk. So it's just million. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Hold on, let me see. Like when I put like 1 million is the placeholder. Okay, you have the one is here. Okay, if you want to write 1 million, you would write meku. So meku. Like I want to say I got $1 million. Icho meku. I have $1 million. Icho meku. So Icho I have cho 1 meku million money. Icho meku. So this you're gonna have to practice.
Yeah, I see.
You have to practice. You see, because the sounds are not. It's a lot of people say it sounds like Mandarin, but it sounds like a weird, a different one. Because a lot of the Chinese people will hear me talking every day. Was like, what? I heard something familiar in there, but what is that? So Chinese people will hear me talking. They be like, "Oh, what language you speaking? Huh? Sound familiar to me? Nope. Nope. No, mama. Not for you." So I deal with Mandarin too. You know what I'm saying? I deal with Mandarin. So when you're dealing with Mandarin, you have to know the history behind the sounds. You have to know the different tonalities. You have to know the different, there's different levels and parts to the language. And if you do not respect them, you're not going to be successful at speaking it. A lot of Mandarin people, a lot of Chinese people, they think I went to school in China because they were like, bro, you speak school Mandarin. Like, what the crap? What college you went to in China? I was like, I didn't go to no college in China. It was like, you lie, fool. What the hell wrong with you? We know you went to the college in China, bro. Like, which one? I'm like, bro, I just read a book. They can't believe the fact that a black person didn't have to go to, a Chinese college to get their sound right. Like when I was in the Marines in like 2001, somebody ordered Mandarin, like Chinese food, and I spoke to the dude in Mandarin when he got to the door, and he looked around like he didn't see me standing there. And I'm like, bro, I know you see my squeezy damn eyes standing in front of you, bro. And he looked up at me, he's like, oh, no familiar. You know what I'm saying? I've had Chinese people act like they didn't know what the hell I was saying because they was so, shocked and irritated at the same time because, truthfully speaking, they think we stupid.
They don't want us to hear them speaking their own language.
They think we stupid. And I used to work for Chinese. I work for Chinese people and Korean people. So I deal with Korean and I deal with Mandarin. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times they will revert to street Mandarin. Okay, when they know you know what they're talking about, they know you don't know their slang. You know what I'm saying? So every language has a slang, and then it has a sub slang. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get into the provincial dialects of the language. So it can get deep on you, especially when you have never gone over there and walked through the different cities. Like when you go Africa, some of the people over there in the different countries, they speak 4 or 5 languages because when you're dealing with different provinces, the languages switch up, and some of the languages are unknown. And then you can only learn them by being over there in the area. You see what I'm saying? So studying that type of thing, you learn this stuff, and you learn the power of language and how to respect it, which is why we need our own. You see what I'm saying? You can't. One of the things needed to first build a nation and be recognized by the so-called United Nations is that you have to have a language. How you gonna have a nation with no freaking language? You speaking the language of your freaking oppressors. Like what the crap? Like everybody wants to learn freaking French. Everybody wants to learn, what language? Spanish or German, or Russian. Well, Russian is a black language, but you get what I'm saying. They want to learn all the languages. Nobody's saying I want to learn Yoruba. I want to learn. Tree. Water. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn, Ghana.
Yeah.
Nobody said I want to learn no African languages. They said I want to learn all the white man languages. So that illustrates further that the colonization is in your head. And once the colonization is in your head, the white man don't have to do nothing to you because you colonizing yourself. You colonizing everybody who look like you. Like how many times have you heard? I'll say this. I've heard numerous times people be like, they would literally get in an argument with people around me and be like, yo, why y'all let that fool speak that around here to them kids? I was like, those are his kids. He was like, they be like, they always speak like that. We need to know what they talking about. Fool, mind your business. This is my business. I need to know what they talking about. Do you hear the white man coming out of that? That's if you take the skin off that fool and turn your head, you would think it was the Caucasian talking. You see what I'm saying? The entitlement of knowing what you thinking has been ingrained in us to where you ain't supposed to be thinking nothing but what the white man like.
Mm.
You see
Yeah,
what
I mean, I remember there was a time, and I don't even know if it hasn't been talked about so much, but there was a time when people were really against immigrants from, you know, south, southern parts, like Mexico and all that stuff, you know,
yeah.
and being mad when, you know, they speak in Spanish. But the thing is that that is that's their language right now. But I mean, I'm encouraging all of us that got this melanin popping off, to have something different altogether that ties us together. So what was your email address? I want to put that in the chat so that people can email you and get a shirt made. You
It's my
know,
name, my first name, dot last name at gmail.com. Faiya.star@gmail.com. Yeah, these are the makings of the first dollars I had. This is $1 right here.
oh, hold up. Let me put you on a solo.
This is $1. This is what $1 looks like.
Okay.
That's just $1. The higher ones look hella crazy. You know what I'm saying? I have yet to print those out, but once I do, you know, I'm going to, you know, those the people that make the movie money, for people that be in the videos flashing the fake money and stuff, they can print those out and I can put it in, you know, put it in videos and stuff like that. You can teach your kids along with, you know, the learning aids, you know, the number character list, and the little character book, this one, you know, and the video that go together. You can, all of y'all can come basically and become, you know, knowledgeable on the computer written version of the language.
Okay, so that it can be typed.
Yeah, that's the computer version. Now, the written version looks like, I knew I did. The original version looks like this. Hold on.
All right. I think that's something that people can get with. I mean, you already got something laid out there. Only parts of like the Chata language people even know, and
Hold on, let me show you.
that's still further kind of. I mean, I'm not saying that any of our ancestral languages with the various tribes are bad, but I would like to have something that's universal that we can resonate with now, you know, and I truly want to write some songs in this language so we can get some things popping and moving over to building, really building, because you know our people are obsessed with sounding good music.
Right.
Are.
This is a diagram of something I made. But anyway, this is what the language written looks like.
Okay.
That's what it looks like when you're writing it in the proper form, and it's neat and it's nice. Okay. Those characters you see, those are the actual Yohi characters. So that's when you're writing it with your hand. But the ones you see in the notebook, that's the one that's printed on the computer screen.
Okay. what? I guess I'm thrown off a little bit by the symbol in the middle, but
What's in the middle?
the it was a that box thing. It was
This?
that thing.
Oh, that's just some I'm building, but
Oh, okay.
this is actually worse.
Right. Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Huh.
So there's
Do you
that.
think? Okay. And all right. So when it comes to the kids, you got a plan. I mean, well, not a plan, but like a workbook developing as
Yeah,
well for adults. Okay.
yeah. So we're gonna have an adult workbook, the kids workbook, which are not really that dissimilar. Because I mean, truthfully speaking, if everybody's starting out on an even playing field, like there's no leverage until somebody masters it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. Right.
until somebody masters it and becomes, a teacher of everybody other than me, you know,
Yeah,
there's
'cause
no
this is what
so
we need.
everybody
We need to be duplicatable. I mean, like
right,
that's part of the having a language anyway.
right.
Um,
Everybody get on the same page and and the thing is, you're gonna have disrespectful individuals that's gonna be like, oh well, you made this, so I'm gonna do it my way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
I mean,
take
I
it.
just kind of don't have time for trying to reinvent, or how I can do it better and we got to compete. I think that comes with capitalism personally, because I don't think that our ancestors was really competing like that. I mean, I don't know if we was fighting like that before they came into the mix or not. I mean, that's just what they tell us.
Right.
And so, like, that's why I feel like we don't have time. I mean,
No,
if the buck is stopping with our generation, we have to actually get people. I think it's going to take some marketing and hearing it over and over again, and also speaking it. How do you feel about creating audio of simple phrases or
yeah, I'm working on that right now. You know what I'm saying? You're like this is what I'm saying. I need, when babies hear men speak and women speak, the brain does something different. Okay. Anytime a young person hears a woman speaking, there's something that is triggered in the mind, because that's symbolic of mama to you as a
mm,
baby. You know what I'm saying? So, which is why uniquely most teachers from back in the day were always women with small kids. You rarely ever saw a male teacher that was dealing with small kids. Now, when it came to like the big kids, you in college or you in the last year of high school, yeah, you might have a man in there because they can wrangle them and deal with them.
mm,
But when it comes to like the babies, the women handle them because their minds are more susceptible to the voice and the mannerism of the woman. You know what I'm saying? So it it really helps for a baby to hear, certain things in a woman's voice because it sticks more. Like you feel better when your mama tell you something versus your daddy. Why? Why?
mm.
If you had a dad, but dad could tell you exactly the same thing and it means exactly the same thing, but it just sounds better coming from mama. Why? It's because
Mhm,
that maternal nurturing power that the woman has. See what I'm
mhm. And
saying?
the fact that we're the portals. I mean,
Right, right. It came from you. So I'm just like, okay, when you turn on the little kitty channel, like which one stands out? The woman singing the ABC song or the dude singing it?
I
You
guess,
see what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah,
Hmm.
the woman
Woman.
sounds better. It's not that it doesn't sound good. It's just more appealing. So we need women speakers, women singers who can speak and sing this thing, and We're gonna bring it. It's already alive, but we're gonna bring it to monstrous life.
Yeah. You
It
know,
has to be has some teeth to it.
right. And if we keep
So,
some things simple, with how the sounds, and alphabet, I don't even know. Like, you have an alphabet, right?
there's no
Like,
alphabet.
there is?
There's no
Okay.
alphabet.
There's no alphabet.
No. See, when you're dealing with when you're dealing with the original language, there's no alphabet. It's just like Mandarin. There's no alphabet. It's just characters and pieces and parts of the characters that come together. Okay. Like people don't know that in Mandarin in Korean Hangul, the characters for Korean are actually stacked vowels. So you see either three, 2, or 4 characters. Okay. And they're always consonant, vowel, consonant. Consonant, vowel, consonant. If it's just one vowel, you will have an empty consonant in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they see the little circles and the little line. You know what I'm saying? They'll never just put one vowel by itself, so they'll put a consonant that's empty in front of it. So you see a little 0 thing and a line. You see what I'm saying? So it's always consonant, vowel, and then consonant under. So it's a stack. Those are ABCs. Those are Korean ABCs. You see what I'm saying? They just stack theirs instead of just writing them out in a line. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I like visuals. So Mandarin images. And I know that other people might like want to get an idea of looking at some of these languages that you're talking about. Okay, let me see. And so, what is it? What is this?
What is what? Let me see.
Oh, so okay, so it has pictures, and then I guess there's an English type version of it too.
Where?
Um,
Oh, the last one that says ni hao. Ni hao
yeah.
at the bottom. Yeah. See, the characters you see, that's the origin Mandarin. Okay. But when you got under the bottom, the part that says ni hao, that is called pinyin. Yeah, that's called pinyin. Pinyin is when you take English English letters and you basically Romanize the Asian language. Like in Japanese, when you study in Japanese, they call one of the Japanese variants of Japanese, they call it romanji. It's where you Romanize the Japanese word and you write it out in English. You got regular, you got harenga, katakana, and romanji. So you got the regular Japanese, and then you got the subset of Japanese where you see the more little bitty complex characters, and then you have the English version of the Japanese language written. So this would be considered romanji if you're talking about Japanese under here with the English letters, but it's pinyin. It shows you the tone, those two little V's over the vowels. Like, yeah, there you go. Nihon ga suki. I love Japan. Nihon ga suki. Yeah, Japanese does not have tones in it, so there's enunciations. So you have to follow the native speaker and learn the enunciation where you need to add a forceful tone, a forceful, aggressive, breath pattern versus a more relaxed,
And it always sounds like they're like, well, when you speak or hear Japanese, I hear more of a "hoo" and
yeah.
Like I don't know, I don't want to say it wrong, but like, Yeah, like they make interesting sounds.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they didn't have an alphabet. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, see, alpha. We got to go back to what the word alphabet means. That alphabet came. Alphabet. The word alphabet is Arabic.
Mm,
The word the alpha, beta, all of those that came from that's Arabic. Okay, so people don't know that the English numbers are Arabic too. They just being misshapen and ill formed over time. You know, a lot of the English words are adapted from German, Native American languages, French, some.
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? When you what's the word like when we say, oh, you're gung ho, people don't know what that is. That's
Right.
Vietnamese. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, that's true. Interesting. Zero cumulus for the young and the academically inclined. As for the full-grown community minded among us, what would you advise we do next to empower ourselves with what we have?
Well, I say I see that some people are starting to try to organize and build teams in the backgrounds that are working, doing YouTube on the side, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
us are doing YouTube or any of these social platforms on the side, in when we're talking about anything Aboriginal related, and and the thing is you might want to link up, and I don't know if you're on Clubhouse. I've seen some people organizing on Clubhouse. I think that might be a great thing for you to do as well, Faiya, because like
Um,
it's more of a, like, you come into this room, you are only, it can't be recorded, you're only in this conversation, and these select people are there.
mhm.
um, so I think that it's a decent platform for having a little layer of privacy. um but we do need to, I think that people are really going to set it off when they can, when we can go live on other platforms that we create, have our own servers. That's why we need to have a push for tech type jobs, not, or people getting those skills in technology and coding, and if the next generation of us, or even this current generation, I mean, that some people aren't academically inclined to want to learn and teach this new language. Say the language again. I want to
Yohi.
Yohi. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The Yohi language. Some people don't want to do that, but I say try to organize with people online, join some groups, see if it fits, because like the only thing is like, we know that we it's a lot coming at us all the time, with the police brutality, all that kind of stuff, and not necessarily feeling safe in your own homes after all these things have happened. I do feel like getting online and working with like-minded people is, we're starting there, you know.
Yeah.
Because this autonomous party, they're um working together on like genealogy. They had a nice build on online. On Clubhouse recently, and just tap in. Because it's not just genealogy that we need to do. We also need to have other people in various areas. So wherever you can be a each one teach one,
Right.
I think you need to focus in that part. And I think that I'm pretty decent at communicating, how I feel about things. And I've been singing since I was a little girl. And if it was in a different language, I think I would still be singing. And I think that it's a important part of communication is language. I sang in a lot of different languages, but do I know those languages? No.
Yeah.
But we can, I learned Spanish. I can understand some of what they say, but not everything.
Right.
But I also feel like we need to have some people that take us to another level. How can they censor something they don't know?
Exactly. So, and this is where you have to go back to the historical aspect of just why our junk was taken in the first place, to create disunity amongst us, okay, to make sure we never rise again, okay. Now, just because we got the language and all this stuff, and we got things being built and all of this stuff specifically for us, it's not going to be magically a magically uniting thing, because you're going to have more people fighting against it than anything. Because you know why? They're going to say, like they have always said, oh, you can speak English. You can speak English faster than you can speak that.
That may be true, but here's the thing: we know that there's so many spells in this language, or ways to cast and do witchcraft and harm that is probably put on us, and how they mock us, and how they put so many vile images of us out. And we're past sick. I'm past sick. And I don't even want to look at what they're doing. I don't even have, I have no energy that I want to put into this machine anymore. If they can't give reparations, we got some problems. We really do. And that's why we still, at the same time, while there's people in that area, working toward us getting that check cut and whatever else is needed, there's other of us that need to be over here trying to develop for the next generation. I also was a teacher in my kids' elementary school, and I worked with special needs children, and they really had some difficulties with language,
Right.
And so simple words that you and I may have easily grasped, by their age, they were having struggles with it. It didn't mean that they were stupid at all. Those kids were amazing. They could go and search for whatever they wanted to at 4 and 5 years old on the computer, because some of them ran to go do that, but the articulation of the words they were having problems with. And I feel like this is an area where I want to expand, because I know the power of language and the power of music, and how influential it is on children. And if we ain't doing it for the next generation, then what are we doing it for?
Exactly. And that's my point. I guess, like, I forget who said it, but if you're not they said if you're not creating something bigger than you, then you're not really doing anything.
Yeah.
This is way bigger than me. When I push it out, it will be here after I'm gone. You know, that's something that nobody can take away. You know, once it's said that this is for us, this is for our people, this is for only us, and we stand on that. Yeah, you gonna have detractors and haters. Oh, why it's only for you, fool? Because you got everything else on the planet. You got the universe. Damn it, you got freaking space. Hell out my face.
Do you
You
do
got
you
everything.
ask do you ask the person living in Colombia, uh, why do you choose to speak this language in this dialect, or
Mm,
the person from China or Taiwan or Somalia,
you
you know what I'm
don't, man.
saying, to
It
not
just
talk their language? You
yeah,
don't.
which is
So,
which is which is weird because in the 1700s, the white man went to China and looked at their language, and was like, "Hey, y'all retarded. Why you speaking with these little pictures and symbols and crap? Here you some ABCs. Like, here's an A. Throw a freaking K and an F on it. You know what I'm saying?" And China was like, "What? ABC? Fool, I got a whole idea in this one character. Like, put this other character by. I got a whole sentence. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? So forget them and their ideas. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad China rejected the white man's, pushing up on them. They took
mhm,
their business, they took their clothes, but they didn't destroy that language. And that's one of the things that the white man always hated about China because they wouldn't let them, colonize their brain.
mhm,
See, your language dictates your psychology. Chinese
mhm.
people are very smart. The Chinese people are so freaking smart. Like, if the language you speak is highly complex, don't you think you would have a higher ability to solve complex problems?
Mm. Mhm.
You see what
And
I'm
be self-sufficient
saying?
and independent, and that's exactly the area, the direction that I am pursuing, and I don't really feel like it should be something that we have to pursue so hard. It's just it'll come to us when a few people latch on to what it is, the understanding of unity. If you really
Right,
understand unity, then you're gonna shine your light, right?
right, right.
But you're not going to encroach or try to take away anybody else's free will. um you know yeah.
This is greatly needed, man. It's just there's nothing like it. There's
Yeah.
nothing like it around. Okay, I honestly can say that. I study language. I'm a linguist. Okay, I studied. I studied hard. Okay, and over the 24 years I've been at this thing, I started when I was 17, and it just grew from there. Uh, there is a whole art that comes with this thing. Like when you make artistic things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not like anybody else. Hold on, let me get something for you real quick. Let me show you.
Okay. So thank you guys for sticking in with us. Hit the like button, share this. How do you guys feel about having a language, a new language, for our people? And we know who we are. You know who you are. Hey.
So if you're making, you know, this is, little Valentine's Day gift I made for somebody. You write the language on one side, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Language on one side, and what it actually says on this side. And then if they don't know it, you got the key right here. You got the key, okay?
Okay.
The key. Has all the words on it, but then you flip it over, it has the words written out. So this is not simple. This is for only the smart black mind. Okay? We have been taught to make fun of Asian people, but Asian people are black people. Okay? They just don't want to be black. We wrote just like them.
Mm.
See, look at the complexity of the characters.
Right.
You really think you cannot remember that once you write it 10 or 20 times?
Right.
Okay, you write that character 10 or 20 times every day, okay, and you see it and then you use it in a sentence, you're going to remember it. It's not hard. Okay? It's really not. Okay?
Once enough of us know our language, because once we will have to have multiple people starting to speak this, or at least incorporating it and teaching it to little ones. Little ones, we could get them fluent in a
I say 5 years
amount of times. Yeah. But the older ones are gonna have the most struggle. But like I said, there's something about music in us, and language is the human voice, and whatever we say is what gets other people, and if it's heard on a massive scale, that it gets ingrained in people's minds, and they repeat what you say, and sometimes act on it. But yeah, like that's why I feel like it will be very good to have like cartoon stuff.
We're getting there. We got it's going to grow. It has to grow. We need illustrators. We need to get the illustrators, the black illustrators, black artists, because
translators. We would have to translate, copies of books and things from English to Yogi.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. There's power in that, man. And there's if you and think about the power of this. Once you quarantine your baby, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna have to do. It's gonna be hard. But in order for you to quarantine your baby and make sure that they learn what it is that you need them to learn, there's pretty much no psychological interruption, because homeschooling the kid and teaching them this, and then math, and then science through this, it would seem difficult for somebody who had no knowledge of it. But I say, in about 20 years, those little babies will be adults.
Right.
Okay.
They will be fluent
before. They will know all the numbers, all the characters.
Right.
They can write it on the computer and by hand. Okay. And we'll have to adopt the way that the Chinese run their schools, because you can see the results of their school system. Yeah, they got some major problems with the way they do education, but the psychological effects of it, you can't beat the Chinese, man. You can't beat them. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh, you trying to be Chinese food?" No, we cousins. We don't got to be like each other. We related anyway. So shut the hell up. No, you know what I'm saying? No. If we follow their pattern and start doing stuff similar to the way they do, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to be out here eating no sushi rat and no egg fried monkey or some bull crap like that, but you can, take the cues of how they build their technology, how they're able to rival the white man and make the white man nervous.
Right.
You see, they the only ones right now other than Russia that got the white man nervous. Why? Because every time the white man presents something, China said, "Oh, I got that too."
Right.
And the white man says, "Oh, I got this new missile." He's like, "Oh, I got that. I got 5 of those." Oh, we got artificial intelligence. Oh, we got artificial black man over there. He breakdancing right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like, we would need a whole curriculum. It would just be one of the not just curriculum for learning it, but other curriculums out of it, in terms of educating people in to excel in whatever area, because it becomes a separator, and it becomes a integral part, in my opinion, in development of a nation. So, but okay, I know that it's getting really, really close to like 2 hours here.
Yeah.
I think I want to have more conversations as things move forward. Guys, I did type in his I don't know how to pin comments yet with this StreamYard thing, but I did type his email address in here. I'm just put it up on the screen if you guys can't scroll back to it or whatever. But he connect. Maybe your voice can be used for a over like a voiceover. As we're looking to develop something totally different just for us. And yeah. Do you have any final thoughts today?
You have to be able to speak the words. If you can speak Mandarin, you can speak this. If you can
if we can get the sounds down, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm talking about like, if you're not a beginner at foreign language. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm not a beginner. I've been doing this I've been over 20 years. So I'm good with the sounds. So if somebody asked me to do a voiceover for Mandarin, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? But anybody who wants to learn, you got to learn the sounds first and exercise them, and then we do a test to see if you sound good enough.
Okay.
And then look, I want to do a contest eventually. I want to eventually do a contest. We basically write messages, and the first person who was able to say the message through and through without stumbling and properly pronounce everything, you know what I'm saying, you get $1,000.
Yeah. Hey.
That's gonna be a motivator. You know what I'm saying? And we'll do it every 2 months. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that will motivate people. Like, damn, I get paid to learn. Oh, all right, bro.
Yeah.
But then you be more enthusiastic, but at the same time, you're absorbing something into yourself that belongs to you.
Right.
Can't take it away.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. So everybody, if you are interested in more conversations like this, keep coming back to my channel. Still go and subscribe to Faiya Staar, the War God, here on YouTube. You can follow him. What's your social media?
I got Faiya Staar. I'm Faiya Staar on TikTok. I am Faiya Staar, the War God on YouTube. And that's all I got. I don't have a lot. It's just TikTok and YouTube.
Okay.
But I'm going to create a channel specifically for the language. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So.
All right, so let's look forward to this, and I really would like to know more of you guys' thoughts, and Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope that you come back, and as you uh, get more more things prepared, you know, for the
Yeah,
people. But
we can.
you are very prepared so far, and we appreciate you, the gods and goddesses of the plane that you're trying to help us elevate to. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, man. So you, whenever you want to have me on, I could custom make some stuff specifically for the show. And I signed in. I just signed into StreamYard, so I'll be able to upload stuff on my screen so you can see it as we work together.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it was an amazing build today. Thank you guys for sticking with us. I'm going to leave out of here the same way that we came in, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Big.